Have you ever pondered how the video games that we love and enjoy today came into existence? It's an intriguing tale, one that began in the humblest of ways. Video games, as we know them, were born out of the curiosity and creativity of a few brilliant minds. They were the pioneers, the trailblazers, who took the first steps into a new world of interactive entertainment. In this video, we'll unravel the enigma of video game history. We'll dive deep into the early days, explore the golden age, and journey into the modern era of video games. We'll see how these games evolved from simple pixelated images on a screen to the immersive, hyper-realistic experiences we know today. We'll also venture into the future, speculating on what the next chapter of video game history might hold. So, buckle up as we embark on this fascinating journey through the evolution of video games. The genesis of video games can be traced back to the 1950s. It was an era of innovation and technological advancement. Pioneers in computing were starting to see the potential of their machines not just as tools for calculation, but as platforms for interactive entertainment. Among those pioneers were researchers at MIT, who in 1962 created a game that would become a landmark in the history of video games. Space War was a simple two-player game that involved maneuvering spacecraft around a central star, trying to destroy the other player. Although rudimentary by today's standards, Space War was revolutionary at the time. It demonstrated that computers could be used for more than just serious computation. They could also be used for fun. Space War was not a commercial product, but its influence was far-reaching. It was played on university mainframes across the country, and its code was freely shared among computing enthusiasts. This laid the groundwork for the hacker culture that would later become a significant part of the video game industry. Following the success of Space War, the first commercial arcade game, Computer Space, was released in 1971. Created by Nolan Bushnell and Ted Dabney, who would later go on to found Atari, Computer Space was a coin-operated machine that was installed in bars and arcades. Although it was not a commercial success, it was a critical first step in the development of the video game industry. Computer Space demonstrated that there was a market for video games, and it paved the way for the success of games like Pong and Space Invaders, which would come a few years later. These games, and the ones that followed, took the ideas first explored in Space War and Computer Space and developed them into a new form of entertainment. And thus, the foundation for the video gaming industry was laid. From those early experiments in the 1950s and 60s, video games have evolved into a multi-billion-dollar industry, a cultural phenomenon, and a form of art. But it all started with a few computer scientists who saw the potential for fun in their machines. As we moved into the 1980s, video games started to become a cultural phenomenon. This was the era when video games began to establish their prominence, not just as a pastime, but as an integral part of popular culture. The 1980s were a period of rapid growth and expansion for the video game industry, marked by the rise of arcade games. These brightly lit, vibrant machines were the heart and soul of local arcades, drawing in crowds with the promise of high scores and friendly competition. Games like Pac-Man and Space Invaders not only dominated the arcade scene, but also cemented their place in pop culture, their simple yet addictive gameplay captivating millions worldwide. But it wasn't just the arcades that were bustling. The first home consoles also began to make their mark. These machines offered the arcade experience right in the comfort of one's living room. The Atari 2600 was one such console that brought games like Pong and Breakout into homes around the globe. However, this golden age wasn't without its trials. In 1983, the video game industry faced its first major crisis, often referred to as the video game crash. A flood of low-quality games and an oversaturated market led to a dramatic fall in consumer confidence and a sharp decline in sales. But as the saying goes, every cloud has a silver lining. This crash paved the way for a new player in the industry, Nintendo. With the introduction of the Nintendo Entertainment System in 1985, Nintendo breathed new life into a struggling industry. Games like Super Mario Bros. And The Legend of Zelda not only revived the market, but also set new standards for video game design and storytelling. The video game industry had its highs and lows, but it was far from done. Indeed, this golden age, with its triumphs and tribulations, was just the prelude to an even more exciting and dynamic future in the world of video games. Post-1990s, the world of video games witnessed an unprecedented surge in popularity and technology. As the 90s unfolded, video games began to morph in ways that no one could have predicted. The advent of three-dimensional graphics, a concept once relegated to the realm of science fiction, became a reality. These 3D graphics brought a depth and realism to games that were previously unimaginable. Characters and worlds leapt off the screen, inviting players to immerse themselves in an interactive, virtual universe. But it wasn't just the visuals that were transformed. Gameplay itself underwent a revolution. The introduction of multiplayer gaming allowed players to compete or cooperate with each other in real time. This feature further blurred the lines between the virtual and real world, creating a shared gaming experience that transcended the physical boundaries of the living room. As if these advancements weren't enough, the late 90s and early 2000s saw the dawn of online gaming. Suddenly, players were not just connecting with friends across the street, but with fellow gamers across the globe. This global connectivity created a sense of community, fostering friendships and rivalries alike. It also opened the door for massive multiplayer online games, or MMOs, where hundreds, even thousands of players could interact in the same virtual space. And let's not forget the intense rivalry between Sony's PlayStation and Microsoft's Xbox. These two gaming giants went head-to-head, each vying for dominance in the market. This competition spurred innovation and advancements, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in a video game. This era of video games wasn't just about technological advancements, it was about transformation. Video games evolved from simple, pixelated diversions into complex, immersive experiences. They became a form of art, with intricate storylines, stunning visuals, and compelling characters. Moreover, they also emerged as a serious profession, with professional gamers, developers, and esports leagues gaining prominence. This era transformed video games from mere entertainment to a form of art and a serious profession. Now, let's turn our gaze to the future. What does it hold for the world of video games? As we journey into the uncharted territory of tomorrow, we cannot help but wonder about the leaps and bounds video gaming will take. One of the most promising trends on the horizon is virtual reality. The idea of immersing ourselves into a game, not just playing it, but living it, is tantalizing. Imagine stepping into the boots of a space marine, feeling the cold steel of a sword in your hand, or simply experiencing the world from a whole new perspective. The line between reality and imagination blurs as virtual reality technology advances. Next up, we have augmented reality. If virtual reality is about immersion, augmented reality is about integration. It's about bringing the game into our world, making our surroundings a part of the gaming experience. Through the lens of augmented reality, our living room could become a battlefield, our backyard a wilderness adventure. The possibilities are truly endless. Cloud gaming is another trend that's poised to revolutionize the video game industry. No need for expensive consoles or high-end PCs. With cloud gaming, you can play any game, anywhere, anytime, as long as you have a decent internet connection. It's the Netflix of gaming, offering a library of games at your fingertips, ready to be streamed directly to your device. But the future of video games isn't just about technology. It's also about the people creating them. Independent game developers, armed with passion and creativity, are increasingly influencing the industry. They bring fresh perspectives, innovative gameplay, and unique stories that challenge the norms and push the boundaries of what a video game can be. The future of video games is an exciting landscape, filled with potential and brimming with possibilities. However, as with any journey into the unknown, it's not without its uncertainties. How will these trends evolve? How will they impact our relationship with video games? Only time will tell how these trends will shape the future of video gaming. From simple pixelated games to immersive virtual worlds, the journey of video games is nothing short of extraordinary. This journey is a testament to human creativity and technological advancements, starting from the humble beginnings with games like Pong, advancing to the golden age where classics like Pac-Man and Donkey Kong reigned supreme, and into the modern era, where video games have become an integral part of our culture and society. As we look to the future, we see the potential for even more incredible developments in gaming. The possibilities are boundless, with virtual reality, artificial intelligence, and other technological advancements paving the way for unimaginable gaming experiences. Understanding the history of video gaming allows us to truly appreciate the complexity and beauty of modern video games. It reminds us of the countless hours of dedication, innovation, and passion that have gone into creating these fascinating digital worlds. And as we continue to play, let us not forget the rich history that has shaped the video games we know and love today.